Oh yeah, it's another episode of Loyalty Above Betrayal by that favorite podcast, Paiddacost Podcast. Today we're talking about they said Big MEECH may have been a government informant. Sometimes you can't believe what you hear. It's alleged, but we're gonna see. We're gonna hear from this guy named DONNE GATLING. Cuff. He's serving 27 years in a joint, in the Fed joint. He knew Big MEECH ever since 1990. So he also said, your boy Blue Da Vinci ain't no snitch. So we're gonna see what he's talking about. Let's check it out.
What Tammy was doing.
Basically from CS1's testimony. And his refusal to come and unfortunately, a lot of the young people who are in hip hop and things of that nature that are just not informed on just how nasty this federal government is, and the third party cooperation. It's up to a lot of people, but these things are turning up black and brown communities. It's nothing but modern day entrapment. My case was nothing but entrapment. I never provided money to receive any so-called drugs. The drugs was fake in my case. And everything about my case was manufactured by the federal government.
This
case was manufactured by the federal government.
Let's go back to 05. Were you part of the original BMF indictment or no?
I hear you.
Were you part of the original 2005 BMF indictment or no?
No, I was not. I in 1995, I was sentenced to 10 years in federal prison. I didn't come home to 2003. I wasn't a part of it. I was home probably a year and a half, maybe 2 years. I didn't 2 years before in 05 until they got me. No, I wasn't a part of it. I was going away on my first federal sentence.
It's a thing called
and people refer to you as a BMF person. Do you really consider, are you just someone who interacted with them, or do you consider that you were?
No, most of those guys, no, I'm not a part of BMF. Once again, like I said, me, MEECH, and AKA Big T, we go back over 30 years. We met around 1990, 91, something of that nature, a very young man. So I'm longtime friends of those guys. But all the things that he was out here doing, and no, I don't have no parts of that. But I know all those guys. I'm friends with most of those guys. I'm very familiar with them and his movement.
Tell people about the importance of the guys in St. Louis to what was going on with what's referred to as like the Flannery Brothers BMF organization.
Say what again? Excuse me?
Tell us about the importance of what was going on in St. Louis, how important that was to,
Well, it wouldn't be a big MEECH if it wasn't for St. Louis. You have to understand, these guys, this is where they were able to establish themselves in St. Louis. And without St. Louis, there will be no BMF. Plain and simple.
This call is from a federal prison.
You got to realize that these guys left Detroit a long time ago. Some say they were ran out of Detroit. I'm not privy to that. I stayed in Detroit a few years with them.
Oh, so you were that close of friends with them that you actually lived in Detroit with them for a little while?
You know, since 1990.
Yes. Yes. Of course. Yes, of course. And from there we moved to Atlanta together. Yes. This is a 30-year relationship from 1990.
So if someone said to you, hey, do something, and Big Meech said it's cool, then you would have never thought in a million years it would be a problem.
I would have never thought in a million years that he would be behind something like this. First of all, it's breaking all the codes.
Well, what did he get out of it? He didn't get out of prison.
Excuse me?
What did he get out of it? He didn't get out of prison.
He didn't get anything out of it. The case blew up. The case blew up when CS1 turned on the DEA agent who she was screwing.
Oh, so you think if it had all gone according to plan, he would have gotten an early release?
I don't know. I don't know how much of a time cut he was going to receive. So I don't know. But had it not been discovered by the Justice Department that they were sleeping together and her credibility went out the window, and that they had paid her all these hundreds of thousands of dollars, then they would apply the time cut to Mr. Flannery. But all that got exposed, and the whole case just fell apart.
And so your feeling is that Blue Da Vinci's 100% solid, and what?
I've never seen anything about Blue Da Vinci being a government informant. I would like for you or anyone else to provide that.
Oh, I don't think he's a government informant. I don't think he is.
Yeah, I would like for whoever has anything on the gentleman. I don't. Blue is an artist. I've never known Blue to be nothing but an artist.
Yeah, he was
around everything.
GATLIng.
But I've never known Blue to be nothing but an artist.
Yeah, he just pled guilty to unloading some packages from a car. That's all he said he did. So,
what did you say?
Blue pled guilty to removing some hidden kilos from a stash. That's basically, it was kind of limited.
Yeah. I didn't know exactly what it was. I thought he had some money laundering charges or something of that nature, but I could be wrong. I wasn't privy to any of those things. There was hundreds of people that went to prison between all the different cases that so-called. They would always add BMF to cases just to probably get attention in the press when it wasn't always like necessarily BMF. It was just guys that might have been around and were doing their own thing, right? No. I think it was over 300 people, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know the exact number.
Wow, that's a lot.
These guys dealt with a lot of people, and
a lot of people was talking.
like I said, a lot of people went to jail behind two brothers.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Yeah. What about, okay, so there's an incident involving you or your brother, and it's a little confusing the way it's written up. Maybe the feds kind of tried to make it sound a certain way, that they were serving a search warrant in 2005. I don't know if it was on you or your brother, and supposedly Jerry Davis had a car come over and shoot at the DEA or something. What's that whole? What's the truth of that whole story?
Yes. That was with my brother. It had nothing to do with me. They had a warrant out for him when the indictment came out. They had a warrant out for him. The U.S. Marshals tracked him to a condominium in Atlanta, Georgia, and allegedly, government, man.
They make stuff up.
Trust me, man. Half of the society. You know, it's one-sided.
Well,
They got me now as a notorious murderer, and you know, it's just all manufactured by the federal government.
it's really so you're in prison primarily just because Andre Rush said you did something with him.
Yeah, and also they allowed the heroin charge to move forward. With any other person, all this would have went out the window where it belongs, in the trash.
And that, just to remind people, that heroin charge is the thing related to Tammy and possibly Meech.
Yeah. It's exactly where it comes from. That's the whole case. That's what the wiretaps was based on. That's what the affidavits was based on. All manufactured.
What's the scuttlebutt? What's the feeling in prison when people talk up? Do people in prison know about this? I mean, is Meech still? He's still a big celebrity in there, right?
Well, like I said, people who are first of all, you have to.
This call is from a federal prison.
And I don't speak about things that I have no knowledge of, and I don't talk rumors. So when I say something, people from all walks of the country, in neighborhoods that I've walked through, are going to listen. So, but then you have the younger generation who's caught up in the hip hop world and this Big Meech and Big T and all these things. You know, but you know,
what could happen now to benefit you?
What could happen now to benefit?
Yeah, as far as I can, did you take a plea? You pled guilty. So, is there any way you could get any relief?
Do this time.
Well, we're drug charge and a gun charge. You know, and that's what we're fighting. You know, so we're in the courts now, and God willing that we are victorious, and I can get home to my family.
So
my only objective is to get home to my family. I have no other hidden agendas. I don't chase fame. I'm not out to hurt anybody. I'm not out to do any of these.
Yeah, that's your boy Big Meech. They say he was a government informant. So I don't understand where where that's gonna go to. But that's your boy Donnie Gatling, Cuff Gatling. And that's yeah, that's what's going on with that is they allegedly saying Big Meech is he was a third party cooperation, meaning that they had them wiretapped and they called them up with selling and Tammy, I guess Tammy was the one, she was the corporate, for the dope sale. And they wiretapped and got Meech on the phone, so they knew where all the dope was coming from. They knew everything. And but like I said, it was bull, when they discovered that, she was, was having sex with each other, I guess Tammy and somebody else. I'm not really sure which one who it was, but that's when the case went sour. But they, allegedly, they say Big Meech is, a government. He was a government informant, So that's allegedly. That's yet, we get to see that. But so that's that. So it's another episode of Loyalty Above Betrayal. From your favorite host, Teflon, from your best podcast, Paiddacost Podcast. Like I said, we just not starting this thing, we're getting it off the ground, and I'm kind of like self-taught with whatever I do, so bear with me, hit that like button, share, and go subscribe to that, to that channel, and we're gonna get a little better than this, so let's get it. Paiddacost Podcast.